Today I'm taking you through 16 easy to follow steps to enable you to play the best golf of your life. These steps are based on my setup for impact golf method, which have you setting up and making impact on a single plane. This works so well, I'm playing the best golf of my life at 61 years old. I just competed recently in Las Vegas, the U.S. Teachers Cup, where I finished first place. I won the senior division for the third year in a row. I shot 3 under par, 69-72 at Stallion Mountain in Las Vegas. You see the results below, but I'm going to share with you my secrets and very briefly touching on them step by step. And any questions or comments, please put them in the box below. So the first step is not to copy any individual golfer. Many of you know I spent many years trying to copy Mo Norman and his golf swing that's very well known. And I realized after many, many years that I actually played better golf before I undertook trying to copy him. And so I'm not saying that it didn't help me. What it did help me with is realizing that first of all, I have to develop my own swing and I have to customize a simple concept of setting up on an impact plane, and I have to make it fit to the way my body moves and the way I need to put my hands on the golf club. And that has helped me now play the best golf of my life. So the second secret to learning to play the best golf of your life is learning to set up on your impact plane. So most helpful would be to look actually what plane the club is on at impact and then matching that up so in your setup. And so everyone that I've seen over the last 30 plus years is at impact has the club on the same plane as the trailing arm, whether they set up here or not. And so we just want to set up in a position because the wrists are going to be uncocked. We want to set up with the club on that plane so it'll look like that. We need to get used to doing that. And this is really one of the biggest helps in how I help people play the best golf of their lives is customizing this concept to fit every individual. My learning program takes you step by step through that at setupforimpact.com, and I coach you along the way to allow for the fastest improvement possible. So the third critical point to playing the best golf of your life using setup for impact and swinging on a single plane is to set up with the club in alignment with the lead arm. So if you draw a line here down the lead arm at setup, the club's dead in alignment there. And you won't see the grip here along the side. It won't look like that or like that. It will look like that. And that's part of my program, putting the hands on the golf club and learning to set up properly. That's in actually lesson 2 of my learning program, which you'll find at setupforimpact.com. And you'll notice also, if you look from the side, the club is actually pointed here under the leading arm. But from looking from face on, it's here. And this allows us then to have this lag through impact without affecting the club face, which we want to remain square through impact. So here's a quick overview of my learning program at setupforimpact.com and also in the Apple iOS store as an app. And it gives you access to 17 sections, 49 videos. It also allows you to send in videos for my review, which I've found critical to helping people improve their golf game. And most people are doing the drills wrong. They're setting up wrong and they don't know it. Golf learning and I want to avoid that, and I want to help you play the best golf of your life. So you'll see the introduction, section 1. There's a couple of videos in there. And then if you go to learning the grip and setup, there's a video, wall drill. And when we get into drill 1, you'll see there's more videos, slow motion videos, drill 2, and so on, working through the program. Uneven lies, driver, putting, chipping, pitching, bunker, how to practice, how to take it on the golf course. So my goal is to help you play your best golf ever. The included on-form golf app will help you video your swing, share it with me, and I found that to be the key to helping people really improve. Getting the setup right is critical, but making sure you're doing it right is really the biggest benefit of my inexpensive program. So please get started today. Winter's a great time to get moving in the right direction, learning the setup, learning to move perfectly through impact with drill 1, really working step by step, and you'll come out of winter playing much better golf. That's the goal. Let me know if you have any questions. And so the fourth critical point to helping you play the best golf of your life is to put your hands on the golf club in a position so that when we get the club moving with the hands leading through impact, that it doesn't affect the club face. Most people that I see have the hand in too weak of a position where it's turned for a right-handed golfer to the left, and if they did get the hands leading, the club face would be open, which is why they go through impact like that as a compensation to hit the ball to their target. The problem with that is the club face has so much rotation that one shot goes left, one shot goes right. There's slices, hooks, tops, fats, everything, you name it. We have to get the hands leading, face staying square to play consistent golf so that you can play the best golf of your life. So the fifth critical point in helping you play the best golf of your life is getting you to set up with your head back of center. So if we draw a line here in the center of the stance, we want the head back of center. You could look at any of the top players in slow motion face on, so you could put in Rory McIlroy face on, or Scotty Scheffler, Tiger Woods, doesn't matter. Look at them at impact and you'll see that their head is back over this space here. I found it makes it much easier for golfers if they set up a little bit that way. Then all we have to do is take the club up and make impact, and the head's already in the right position. It enables you to set up and swing on a single plane, but it makes it nice and shallow through impact, which makes it a lot easier to avoid fat and thin golf shots. I'm teaching this in my upcoming schools in South Florida in November, January, February, March. Check it out at setupforimpact.com. So the sixth critical point is alignment. Typically I'd use an alignment rod, but I drove to the golf course today without my golf clubs. I just got back from the trip to Las Vegas, and the clubs are at home. My wife's clubs luckily were here, so here we are, no alignment rods. But I can use a golf club, and so that's something you can do as well. Take a golf club, check it, aim it at the target or just slightly left of it. And when I say slightly, a yard, 2 yards to the left is fine. And then we'll set our feet, and you could check to see hips and body matching and really practicing getting lined up. So when I'm lined up properly and I just turn my head, I can see the target without adjusting my body. Most of you are lining up to the right of target. If you're a right-handed golfer, you're lined up this way, and to look at the target, you kind of turn your body, and it's a habit, and it's really difficult to break. This is the way to do it. Use an alignment rod. You can go to Home Depot, get driveway markers from Home Depot. They're about $3 and something, and very easy. Put a couple in your bag and just good to go. So the seventh important point here when we're setting up for impact and swinging on a single plane is the club face needs to be square at setup, but it also needs to be square at impact. And for that, what I'm going to do is have the club move to the impact position where the grip's leading and put my hands on there, and then make sure, along with the alignment we talked about in the last point, that the club face is square, and then go to impact square. And this is a great way to check to see if your hands are on the club in a way that are going to help you keep the club face square through impact. And that's really vital to fit the hands to where they need to be at impact. Because if the hands aren't on the club properly, you're going to need to compensate to get the ball to the target. Obviously, we don't want that. Check out my learning program, setupforimpact.com. Also upcoming schools in West Palm Beach, Florida, November, January, February, March. So eighth super critical point for playing the best golf of your life is to be able to find your distance from the golf ball. Now this is really important because you need to find it for every club and for every lie. So if you're on an uneven lie, this is brilliant. But regardless of what club you're using, to find the distance from the ball, I'm just going to get in my setup position, make a few swings back and forth till I can see where the club's making contact with the ground. So it kind of wore out a spot here. I could put the ball right in the middle where it was going through. That's the perfect distance from the ball. Of course, we can't do that on the golf course. So what I'd have to do, I could feel here where I am in relation to where I hit the ground. I can feel this arm touching, and so I can now move forward, keep that the same, and get set up. And then from there, just make a swing and hit it right in the center of the face. Now you can do this with any golf club. It should work perfectly. If the ball is above your feet, you should notice you're farther away. And if the ball is below your feet, you're closer. So one of the top keys for learning to play the best golf of your life, setting up for impact as I teach, and swinging on a single plane, is to learn pro-like impact. And I've found over the years that anybody can do this. You just have to put in the practice working on impact. And most people that I see aren't doing that at all. They put very little thought into impact. In fact, they think if they do this and some different things during the swing, that they'll get pro-like impact. The fact is it never happens, not even by accident. It's just not going to happen simply because golf is kind of counterintuitive. We think to make the ball go up, we have to do that. To create power, we have to do that. Yet every top player is going through impact with the hands leading. So I teach you through a series of drills how to get the hands moving like that through impact with the grip leading, so you actually have lag. So the club is lagging behind the alignment of the left arm through impact. And this gives us a club face that has less rotation, so it can be square. If our hands are on properly, it'll be square through impact. It gives us a straight path. It gives us a shallow impact, so we have a nice flat spot. It helps us hit the center of the club face, and it gives us parametric acceleration. So the 10th step for helping you play the best golf of your life using my setup for impact method and swinging on a single plane is simply to learn how to make a proper transition. And this is something a lot of people get confused by, and I see very, very few golfers actually doing it properly. And it shouldn't be so difficult, but it is because of the way you started golf. And 99% of people that I've seen, they started golf, they got a club in their hand, started hitting balls. And unfortunately, the athletic move that we have in everything else doesn't translate to golf automatically. You see it in some kids, it does, but a lot of times not even there. Even there, it doesn't work. And so we need to get the lead side of the body, in my case, because I'm right-handed, my left side, moving towards the target as the arm goes back. So if I was going to throw something, it's very easy. So you could try this. You're going to throw, and all of a sudden, your left leg's going forward. If you're going to hit a tennis ball, you're stepping forward. If you're going to make a swing with a baseball bat, again, throwing a ball, it's all going to happen. In golf, I see this, the hand starting down even before the body starts moving, and it ruins everything because it then doesn't allow for the pro-like impact I talked about in the last step. So my drills teach you starting out first without a golf ball, learning to get this hand moving back as the body moves like it needs to in a golf swing. So it goes like that, and then we rotate forward, and then we put a club in the hand. It's going back as we move forward. So if you slow this down, you see it going back and my body rotating forward beforehand. I teach you through my drills and my learning program, step by step, how to do this so you can play the best golf of your life. So the 11th step here in my series on how to play the best golf of your life, setting up for impact and swinging on a single plane, deals with the backswing. And I get a lot of questions about the backswing. And so we really want the club, because we're setting up on our impact plane, we really want the club moving back on plane. We don't want it going to the inside, because if it does that, you're going to be off at the top, and then it's going to come down, for most people, the same way. It ends up coming too much from inside, and then you have to flip the club closed through impact to get the ball to the target. So we want to see, and I'll do this as I'm analyzing students' videos, we want to see the club moving straight back. So if I go here, this would be straight back away from the target. And then as we keep going, the wrist cock. And then because this leading shoulder has rotated out, this would actually be parallel to the plane we set up on. But as soon as I rotate back where the shoulders are where they started, the club's back perfectly on plane. So it moves here perfectly on plane to impact. And then you'd see it perfectly on plane through. My drills, starting with drill number 1, teach you first with a short swing, how to move it back, and then a half swing, how to move it, and then a 3/4 swing. So we're perfecting the backswing as we go until we get to the full swing, perfecting that as well. And I found that because we set up on our impact plane, there's very few to hardly ever issues with how we take the club back. It's more important as the step before we talk about transition and learning pro-like impact, and that kind of takes care of everything else. So step number 12 in playing the best golf of your life involves learning to move naturally, and it kind of ties in with transition. But a lot of you, if you're like me, you tried copying another golfer in the past, like I tried to copy Mo, and tried to keep my feet flat on the ground or keep from moving my body. In the past, tried to keep the body square through impact. A lot of things that are very unnatural. And we want to get away from that and just learn if I was going to throw the club, what I would do. And you'd notice that the heel's coming up here as I come into impact a little bit, and actually even more with the driver, and we're rotating the body. We're not trying to restrict movement. We're not trying to restrict the length of the backswing or things like that that really are just going to cause problems for us. We're all individuals, and we need to learn to move more naturally. In some cases, we have to develop the transition to work in the golf swing. And I want it to be as easy. If I'm going to hit a golf shot here, I want it to be as easy, just like tossing a ball, that I'm going to just step up, and it's going to be that easy. It's just like tossing a golf ball. Very natural, very easy to repeat, even under pressure. So lucky step number 13 just deals with natural tempo, timing, and rhythm in the golf swing, which also tie in with some of the previous steps of a natural movement and transition. And it's really important because I see a lot of people really trying to do different things and thinking about all the motion, but they're not really thinking about, hey, how can I get this moving naturally? And you might have noticed some tour players in the past who are really almost stop, and some of them actually do stop. I think Cam Young kind of stops here at the top, and a couple other players I can't think of the names of, but they're really here. And then what they're doing, it's giving them kind of a transition. And if you were going to throw something, if I was going to throw this club like a javelin, you might notice that, hey, there's a period in the swing where it almost stops. And one of my favorite drills is the grass cutting drill, which I learned from Wild Bill Melhorn, who was an old tour player, played in the 20s and 30s of 1920s and 30s, sorry. And he taught really this grass cutting drill where you really just make swings and step, just like you're trying to cut the grass, and it actually teaches you to move more naturally, but in a really nice rhythm. So what I want you to do is try to feel really slow as the club gets near the top of the swing, and that's a period that allows the body to get started to rotating the other way. Most of you are back here, and the hands and arms are so fast that it ruins everything. So golf clubs, very important topic here. And whenever I start talking about, hey, we're going to set up with the wrists in an uncocked position, people start thinking, oh my God, I need different golf clubs. Well, you don't if your clubs were fit to your current impact. And the reason is, if you set up here, you were already making impact there. And so we're just going to set up there, and we'll make impact there as well. If your clubs don't fit, it means they didn't fit you conventionally either, or you move farther away or closer to the ball that's set up. And so you can get the lie angles adjusted, so they can adjust the lie angle to fit so that the club face is flat on the ground, the sole is flat at impact. That can be done. Getting fit for new clubs, first I would learn the golf swing and a consistent swing that I covered here in all the steps and my learning program. Then the best place you can go for fitting is Club Champion Golf. It's also the most expensive, but they really leave no stone unturned, first fitting you for the ideal shaft to fit your golf swing. These are my wife's clubs, strangely enough, because I forgot my golf clubs at home today. But her clubs are also fit to her. They're actually pured also, which puts the club in the most, or the shaft in the most stable position. But she hit a bunch of different shafts, and they fit her into this shaft. My set of clubs is the same fitting me, not her, of course. And basically, they take you through hitting all these different shafts. Once they find the shaft, they try different heads, looking at the data from TrackMan to see which one actually provides the best golf shots for you. Then they fit the length and lie angle, pop a grip on there, build the set for you to fit you perfectly. Next, you could go to PGA Superstore. They have a few shafts for each club you can try, just not nearly as many. And then you could also get the data and say, hey, I'm going to find a used set with those shafts. But again, if your clubs fit you before changing, you shouldn't have an issue. Clubs are important, but learn an ideal swing first. Any questions or comments, pop them in the box below. Step number 15, I just talked about golf clubs. Golf grips are also critical. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I got out here to the golf course. It was about a 17, 18-minute drive, and I just got back from Las Vegas where I played in the tournament, and forgot my clubs at home. Luckily, my wife's clubs were there in her locker, and so I grabbed those. But these grips don't fit me. The clubs don't fit me. I highly recommend trying the Jumbo Max ultralight grips. They're much thicker. I have sizing information on the website. It's setupforimpact.com under the FAQ section. And they're very light grips, even though they're thick, and they fit the hands. And I found they provide much more stability through impact. So use code KIRK10 to save 10%. And again, go for the fitting. Maybe try a couple first before getting the whole set. And again, let me know if you have any questions. So the 16th step here in playing your best possible golf, the best golf of your life, is learning to use feedback and getting feedback as to what you're doing. I see a lot of people, great majority, practicing a lot and practicing incorrectly. They're doing things wrong. They don't know why the ball's doing what it's doing. They don't know why they're hitting certain golf shots. That's why for everybody that attends my golf schools, I include a 1-year platinum membership. It gives you full video support. You can also just join the online program. It's very inexpensive, costs much less than a golf lesson, and you get monthly support or yearly, it's up to you. And I can help you every step of the way, customize it. So if you're hooking the ball, you send in a little video, Kirk, I'm hooking the ball. And I send you the prescription, what you need to change so that you move in the right direction. In many cases, people send in videos 3 or 4 times before they get it right. And that's all part of the process. But I want you to be working in the right direction, not wasting your time. And I see it all the time. That's why actually using a launch monitor helps, because it gives you feedback, especially if it shows you club face and path data as far as angle of attack and stuff like that. Those parameters are really critical at improving at golf. That's why you see the tour players using one at every tournament. So let me help you play the best golf of your life. Attend one of my schools in West Palm Beach, Florida, Cincinnati, Ohio, Sedona, Arizona, and Sanford, North Carolina as well. Any questions or comments, put them in the box below. I look forward to helping you play the best golf of your life. So here's a quick overview of my learning program at setupforimpact.com and also in the Apple iOS store as an app. And it gives you access to 17 sections, 49 videos. It also allows you to send in videos for my review, which I've found critical to helping people improve their golf game. And most people are doing the drills wrong. They're setting up wrong, and they don't know it. Golf learning pro. I want to avoid that, and I want to help you play the best golf of your life. So you'll see the introduction, section 1. There's a couple videos in there, and then if you go to learning the grip and setup, there's a video, wall drill. And when we get into drill 1, you'll see there's more videos, slow motion videos, drill 2, and so on, working through the program. Uneven lies, driver, putting, chipping, pitching, bunker, how to practice, how to take it on the golf course. So my goal is to help you play your best golf ever. The included on-form golf app will help you video your swing, share it with me, and I found that to be the key to helping people really improve. Getting the setup right is critical, but making sure you're doing it right is really the biggest benefit of my inexpensive program. So please get started today. Winter's a great time to get moving in the right direction, learning the setup, learning to move perfectly through impact with drill one, really working step by step, and you'll come out of winter playing much better golf. That's the goal. Let me know if you have any questions.